break out those grills, my friends. Fire up that match, light that charcoal, let it burn. BBQ season is here. Get ready for a delicious homemade barbecue sauce recipe. Easy as 1, 2, 3. From the land of the Delta Blues and the home of the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. Welcome to the Sauce and Gravy channel. This is Johnny Mac, and we're going to dive into a delicious barbecue sauce recipe, a Memphis-style barbecue sauce. Buckle up, let's go. All right, let's go ahead and start off this barbecue sauce recipe. We're going to start it off with 1 small onion, roughly about 175 grams or so. Go ahead and slice it, dice it, cut it up, not too small, not too large, but just right, my friends. Grab some cloves of garlic, grab 2 cloves, make sure that you chop them up nice and fine. And then, my friends, what are you going to do? Well, of course, after you chop them up nice and fine, you're going to smash them into the board. Make sure it releases all of those wonderful flavors. You want that in this wonderfully easy to make homemade barbecue sauce, my friends. Oh, and now you can rest easy, my friends. The hard part's over. Grab a saute pan, put it over medium heat. Grab 2 tablespoons of butter, throw it on in that saute pan, melt it down. This homemade barbecue sauce recipe is just so easy to make. There's not much to it. Throw it together, and my friends, you have a fantastic Memphis-style barbecue sauce, ready and waiting for some delicious ribs, pulled pork, chicken, you name it. Once the butter is melted down, go ahead and grab those onions, throw them on into the saute pan. You're gonna make these guys nice, tender, translucent. So cook them over medium heat. You're gonna sweat them for roughly about 5 minutes. Once those onions are nice and tender and pretty much done, go ahead and grab those 2 cloves of garlic that you so nicely smashed into the board. Go ahead and throw them on in the saute pan. You're gonna cook these guys for roughly about 1 minute. Make sure you watch them. You don't want to burn them. These guys can burn very easily, so just keep an eye on it. But go ahead and put them on in, stir it on up, get this guy ready to go. Now it's time to start piling on those wonderful flavors for this barbecue sauce recipe. We're going to start off with some tomato sauce. We're going to put in 2 cups or 500 milliliters of tomato sauce. Throw it on in and let this flavor train start to roll, my friends. All aboard! And make sure that you give that tomato sauce a little stir. You don't want to burn it. We're still over medium heat here. So give it a little stir, incorporate it in. And then the next ingredient for this barbecue sauce recipe, apple cider vinegar, 1/2 cup or 125 milliliters. In it goes, my friends, the delicious tanginess. All right, and the flavor train rolls on for this barbecue sauce recipe. Next stop, rice vinegar, 1/3 cup or 83 milliliters. Woo woo! In it goes, my friends. In it goes. Oh, and it's coming together so nicely, this Memphis-style barbecue sauce. The ingredients are coming in really well. The smells are just amazing. The tanginess from the vinegar, the wonderful sweetness from the tomatoes, the onions, the garlic, it's just coming together really nice. All right, and so the flavor train, it moves on down the line. Next stop, brown sugarville. Not just ordinary brown sugar, my friends, dark brown sugar, 2 tablespoons. Once that's added in, then we hit the good old town of Worcestershire. We're gonna throw in a little bit of Worcestershire, 3 tablespoons. In it goes. And now, time to add a rich, earthy, decadent, sugary taste, molasses. 1/3 cup, 83 milliliters. In it goes, my friends, this rich, sweet, earthy delight. Okay, and so we're moving on down that line for this Memphis-style barbecue sauce, this homemade barbecue sauce recipe. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper for a little heat, and then 1 teaspoon of black pepper. In it goes, my friends. Oh yes, and that flavor train, it is moving on down the line. It is unstoppable. Next stop, Mustardville, yellow prepared mustard. 2 teaspoons, in it goes for a little bit of zingy zangy earthiness into this delicious sauce. This barbecue sauce, Memphis style. Alright everybody, for the final ingredient for this delicious barbecue sauce recipe, Tabasco sauce for a little bit of heat. 1 teaspoon of Tabasco sauce, in it goes. And that's it. So everything's incorporated. All the ingredients of the barbecue sauce are in. We're over medium heat. Give it a little bit of a stir. Now we're going to go ahead and reduce this down over medium heat for roughly about 15 minutes. Let it simmer, let all those flavors combine, just bringing together this beautiful barbecue sauce recipe. It is delightful. It is dynamite. If you're wanting to know how to make a barbecue sauce, this barbecue sauce recipe, this Memphis-style sauce, it is very versatile. It's very easy to make as well. It has a wide variety of well-rounded flavors. It has the sweetness of the dark brown sugar and the molasses and the tomatoes. It has the vinegary, spicy tanginess of the rice vinegar and the cider vinegar. It's just very well-rounded. It has a little bit of heat with the cayenne pepper. It goes great on the pulled pork, goes great on the ribs. It's just very versatile. Alright, so our sauce looks fantastic. It's been 15 minutes. We reduced it down. It's a deep dark red color. It's wonderfully thick. Now we're going to put it to the side and let it cool off for a few minutes. We're going to blend it to get out those chunks, so we don't want it piping hot whenever we blend this bad boy. And again, my friends, make sure that you do cool off the sauce before you blend it, because if you blend it and it's too hot, it will cause the top to pop off of that blender and you will be scalded. So just make sure that it's cooled off, throw it on in the blender, and then get ready to blend. If your blender has a centerpiece in the top that can be removed, go ahead and remove it. It'll help out with the blending process, especially if the sauce is still a little bit warm. That hole, it'll actually allow all of the gases and the pressure buildup to escape out through the centerpiece of that hole instead of popping that top off and getting that sauce all over you. You definitely want that Memphis-style barbecue sauce on your pulled pork or on your ribs or on your chicken. You don't want it all over you. And it is a good idea to put a tea towel on top of that blender whenever you crank it up so that that sauce doesn't spill out on you. And this homemade barbecue sauce recipe, this Memphis-style barbecue sauce, it couldn't be any easier, my friends, really. Throw in a little bit of onions into the saute pan, a little bit of garlic, tomato sauce, some sugar, some spices, reduce it down for 15 minutes, throw it into the blender, give it a little bit of a twirl, and then look what you've got, my friends. Deep, dark, thick, delicious, sweet and spicy, a little bit of tang. Look at that. It's fantastically delicious. This Memphis-style barbecue sauce is out of this world dynamite. And you can go ahead and grab a nice little glass container, a jar will do, and you can store it in the refrigerator, or my friends, you can devour it on the spot. Throw it on that pork, throw it on those ribs, throw it on that chicken, dip those chicken tenders in it. How about those wings? Knock yourself out, my friends. Well, thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this Memphis-style barbecue sauce recipe. Please do leave your comments below. I love to always hear what you have to say. And my friends, if you want to jump onto that flavor train and subscribe, go ahead and smash that subscribe button on the bottom right hand side of the page for the latest and greatest sauce and gravy videos. And remember, as always, my friends, remember to live, love, and make gravy.